Many people notice fatigue, sleep disruption, or feeling wired but tired when stress and hormonal rhythms become imbalanced. And this can show up in a range of ways, perhaps brain fog, reduced motivation, or just feeling difficult to be truly nourished by rest. In Chinese medicine, our kidneys store our essential energy, and this supports our long-term vitality, our reproductive hormones, our metabolism, and resilience. And from a modern perspective, circadian rhythm and nervous system regulation play a crucial role in hormonal timing and energy restoration. This gentle, kidney-focused yin yoga incorporates both of these perspectives, supporting your sleep and your overall hormonal balance. We'll use supported yin postures at the wall, and this can be done on your floor or in your bed. And this can help shift your nervous system into a parasympathetic state to support recovery from fatigue and burnout. So rather than pushing or striving here, this practice invites you to conserve your energy and to let your nervous system settle. Let's get started. Since this is a kidney-focused practice, make sure that you're really comfortable in it and that you're warm and cozy. So we want the feet to be warm in particular. And I know where I live, the walls can get cold. If that's the case for you, if that's something you notice, or your floor is cold, we want the kidneys to be warm. Just make sure that you have warmth beneath you. So you have a blanket beneath you, more support than a yoga mat if you want, and maybe you have a blanket between you and the wall. I know that's something that I had to do more this winter. Also have a small cushion available to take under your head. You can also take a blanket over you. Whatever helps you be cozy in this practice. Again, you can do this on your floor or you can do it in your bed. We're going to begin by taking the legs up against the wall. If you haven't done this before, or it's awkward for you to take your legs up against the wall pretty easily, get your bottom sit bone up against the wall as you come to lie down on your side, and from there just roll up. And your legs are up against the wall. You don't really have to move around too much if you get into it that way. And once you're here, just make sure that you're comfortable. So this is where a cushion under your head can be nice. If you need to move your hips away from the wall so you don't get so much opening through the back of your thighs, you can take that option. And then let your shoulders rest into your back so your chest is open, and let your eyes close. Or if that isn't comfortable for you, just let them settle into a soft gaze. First, feeling the settling of your weight down into the support beneath you. Feeling the weight of your head release down, allowing your neck to release. Feeling your forehead, your face relax. And feeling the back of your shoulders, their contact with the floor of the bed beneath you. Letting them release down. So it's very common that we hold through the chest, the front of the shoulders, really through the lungs, the lung channel, the heart channel. Letting all of that soften. Any emotional holding, releasing. And feeling your mid-back, its contact with the floor, with the bed. Letting that relax down. and feeling how the ribs can relax. And as they do, perhaps you notice more ease, more space in your breath, and how your breath can expand down into your belly on your inhales. And if that's difficult for you to feel or to access, you can rest your hands onto your belly around your navel and let your inhales expand into your hands. And using this diaphragmatic breathing as a way to settle your nervous system, massage your internal organs, and massage the pelvic organs, the pelvic muscles, letting the pelvic floor relax. Just noticing if there's any holding and perhaps chronic holding around your pubic bone, around your sit bones, your tailbone. Just letting that begin to release. And feeling the weight of your legs weigh down, all the way into the hip sockets. Allowing the muscles through your hips to release. The psoas can release. So you don't have to hold your legs up. And really, you don't have to hold your body up or together. Letting your blood release from your toes, your feet, your ankles, down through your legs, down through the hips, back to the heart. Letting the fluids from the toes, the feet, the ankles, and the legs run down through the hips, back toward the heart, back toward the lymph nodes. And feeling your lower back relax, the space around the kidneys, on both sides of the spine at the base of your rib cage. Just letting this space release, soften. It's a way to settle and charge the kidneys. These little powerhouses storing our vital energy, and really where deep courage comes from. And it's not by forcing courage, it comes through flow, through allowance, through trust. Now you can begin to bend through your knees. Let your heels come together and let your heels slide down the wall, the knees knees open out wide. Perhaps the heels slide down enough that the balls of the feet rest against each other. As the knees are open out wide, just naturally. So this is allowance of this release of the bones of the legs to fold. The back of the body is continuing to release down into gravity. And notice what shifts in this subtle opening, and maybe it's not so subtle for you. As the pelvic floor opens up, and noticing your tendencies, if you feel a need to make something happen here, and that you can back away from that. Instead, letting gravity and the posture and your breath create the opening and release for you. Now you can remain here. If you have more of a practice with opening through your inner thighs, you can keep the knees open and just lengthen out through your legs. Taking the legs out long and wide against the wall. And this is if you have a practice with opening through the adductors. Since we aren't using any props in this practice. Because this practice is definitely not about creating stress or activating the nervous system. So this is a posture, if you have a practice with it, it can feel really nice. That's what we're going for. And if you're trying it out and it feels stressful for you or too intense, simply come back, folding through the knees, keeping the feet together. You're still getting an opening through the inner thighs, through the pelvic floor, through the lower back, through the kidney and bladder channels. Just giving options for different bodies. And our bodies hold different stories, different histories, different training. And wherever you're at with this, feeling your breath move into your belly, into your pelvis, into your pelvic floor. And on your exhales, that you perhaps feel a deeper release into gravity, maybe a release through the groin, through the inner thighs, through the spleen channel, through the kidney channel. And as you create more space through the inner thighs, that can create a deeper release up through the belly, into the abdomen, around the kidneys. And as your breath moves in and out, feeling a contrast between the expansion through your body on your inhales and a softening and release on your exhales. And this can mirror the natural rise and fall of our hormones through the day. And when they flatten, that's really the issue. It's not so much the rising and falling, it's when they get stuck in one speed or another, one height or another. And that happening from stress. So stress flattening out our hormones and their capacity for variability. Now, if you have your legs out wide, simply begin to bend through your knees and slide your heels in so the heels are lined up over your knees. You're like in a happy baby position with the heels against the wall. And if your heels and feet are together, open the feet out, keeping the knees open wide, letting the heels rest against the wall, and the heels are lined up over the knees. And now we're all in the same posture in this happy baby variation, letting the knees way down toward the floor. It's really nice opening for the pelvic floor. Just allowing that to happen, and notice if you hold here, holding between the sit bones, the pubic bone, the tailbone. Just letting it open up. It's considering that you're in a safe space. You don't feel like anyone is watching you or judging you. And perhaps noticing if you're judging yourself. Letting that inner critic rest down as your higher self increasingly comes online, taking care of you, allowing you to integrate as you release deeper into gravity, into the support of the earth, and into the support of your body, your breath. And here, notice if your exhales want to lengthen naturally. It's becoming a little longer than your inhales. Now you can fold through the knees, bringing your feet together, keeping the knees out wide. And then slide the heels up the wall, taking the legs up against the wall once again. Just noticing any difference here from the beginning of your practice. Perhaps a little more ease through the hips, the pelvis, the legs, the spine. And how this translates into more ease for your nervous system, more ease for your hormonal system. And now fold through the knees, bringing the feet flat against the wall, the knees in toward the chest. And let your lower back release down onto the bed, onto the floor, as the feet are flat onto the wall. Perhaps this creates a little more space through your lower back, deepens the fold through the front of the hips. And now you can let your knees roll over to the right side and make your way up just enough to come onto your back. Coming into Shavasana, making sure your shoulders are into your back, your arms are out long, your palms facing up, and your legs can be far out, wide, the feet rocked out to the side. Letting your practice integrate. Noticing how that feels for you, the difference here in this neutral position of your body. How your mind, your breath, your weight, your nervous system settle down into gravity. Take a moment to notice how your body feels now. Perhaps a little heavier, quieter, or more settled. Even subtle shifts toward rest can be meaningful signs that your nervous system is beginning to restore balance. And practices like this can help support your sleep quality, hormonal rhythm, and your long-term energy, especially when they're approached gently and consistently. Now, if you want to continue this process, you can explore my free 7-day hormonal meridian reset, where each day focuses on different meridian pathways to help you regulate stress, restore your internal rhythm, and support hormonal balance. I have that linked in the description. If this practice supported you, subscribe so you continue to receive the new practices that I'm sharing every week here. And I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Did you notice any changes in your energy or your sense of rest during this practice? Thanks so much for taking this time to be present with yourself, with your body, with your breath, and for practicing with me. I'll see you in the next video.